All right, guys, we're back at the ConExpo show. We've made our way to the West Hall here, where we're joined by the fellas from the Bridgestone booth. Mike, thanks for joining us here.
Josh, thank you.
Mike's going to tell us a little bit about the technology, innovation that Bridgestone is bringing to the market, and how you guys can use that on the job site on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, Josh, we're excited here to be back at ConExpo in 2023, where Bridgestone is really showcasing three pillars: our intelligent products, our integrated technologies, and our best-in-class service. To start us off, I'm going to turn us over to Robbie Hamby to talk about our new 25-inch construction tire, the VZT.
All right, Robbie, talking about the VZT 25-inch, what do you got for us?
Yeah, very excited to be here at ConExpo to kind of sneak peek our latest construction 25-inch size that we're introducing first half of 24. Be available in 5 sizes from 17.5 up to 29.5 R25. New tread design, designed for loaders and graders to deliver improved traction, improved ride and stability and comfort for those customers looking for that. We'll be in production at our locations in Bloomington as well as Japan and Thailand in the future.
All right, and we're at another element that Bridgestone brings to the market, that is engineering and technology solutions, and I'm joined by Josh here to tell us about the new innovative things that you guys are doing in-house.
Yeah, so what my team does and what the sales team brings to the field with solutions engineering is a whole host of different things that we talk about: heat studies, weight studies, surveys. One of the newest things we're bringing to that is a drone survey. So it's giving us the ability to fly a drone into a space that you can't normally get into or access due to safety restrictions or visibility, in a mine site where we can see and observe things that are causing tire damage or lowering the total total life of that tire, and we can make those recommendations, partnering with our customers to make recommendations so they can make positive changes in their operation to improve their total cost of ownership and tire life.
So real world example, I'm doing excavation at a mine and I'm having tire issues. How does that process work to get you guys out there to help me get to a solution? So
it starts with the network of dealers that we have that are typically on site more often than the salespeople, and they typically will reach out either through the dealer or through the salesperson to contact the engineers. And then when there's a specific problem, we come out with the right tools and the plan to kind of attack, analyze, understand the operation, look at the tires, how they're coming out of service, and then look at their operations, tour the pits, tour the dump areas and all that, and see what we can recommend, either whether it's a product change, it's an operational change in the site to maybe super elevated corner that they're coming in and creating high G-forces and high shear on the tire. And then we usually roll that out with a report to them, make those recommendations, and then next time we're at site, we try to follow that up with, did they deploy that, and is it seeing value? And usually it does. So.
Okay, all right, and all that's done initially through the dealer network.
We leverage the dealer as that first point of contact. Perfect. Because my team's kind of spread out covering all the US and Canada, right. So we can't be everywhere at once, so we leverage that team and the sales team to bring us in when they need to, that extra level of engineering support.
Right. Well, that's a innovative, cutting-edge thing that you're bringing to the market, and we certainly appreciate that. We're going to go over and talk about more innovative technology that Bridgestone is putting inside the wheel, inside the tire, for management of the tire throughout its lifespan. Tell us about how we're integrating technology into overall tire maintenance.
Yeah, so part of the show and what you've seen here today, we talked about the intelligent products, the best-in-class service, and then the integrated technologies. And this is really the platform for where we do that integration. And it has to do with TPMS, tire pressure monitoring, but then the network, the ecosystem of how we actually connect the dealers, the end user customer, and then our offices too, in terms of being able to provide those consultative services to get the most out of the tire.
Okay. All right. And to do that, what kind of hardware are we looking at?
We have a couple of different options here. I'm going to start mostly with the sensors. We have the ability to communicate off-board of the vehicles. We can either do that in a central location or we can do it directly through a telematics device, but really the heart of the matter is around the sensors and the durability of these sensors. Okay. So we can do them on the valve stem themselves, and the unique part about these is that they are a pass-through design, so the sensor stays in place on the valve stem, and you can still maintain the air pressure. So you can put air in, you can take air out, and we're not having to take the sensor on and off. So it adds a lot of convenience. We don't get a lot of lost sensors that way. So a little bit of convenience there, large bore or standard bore sensors. And then the part that I'm super excited about the most is that we can also have an option to put the sensor inside the tire. So it's magnetically applied to the steel wheels, stays inside the tire chamber. We're not putting a lot of the valve stems at risk in terms of being able to break because we have extra components or hardware on the valve stem. So getting a lot of customer satisfaction out of this and less downtime, more equipment availability.
Awesome. So when you go to change tires, the calibration for this equipment, is that something that can be done by the customer, or what do you need to calibrate?
So a lot of times what we're looking at is we'll employ our service engineers plus the network of dealers to determine what's the right alerting threshold. So we want to establish the right above or over pressure limits and also the below pressure limits, and the dealers will work with them on that.
Awesome. And speaking monetarily, when these items are in the field, what kind of actual cost benefits can the customer see for using something like that?
A lot of cost benefits. We start first with just from a safety aspect. You know, going out and doing the air pressure maintenance on these is a very tedious task, and also sometimes put the technician at risk. We're able to do that remotely, so you get the inherent time savings right away of being able to do that digitally. Then you get the standpoint of equipment availability. So if we're able to proactively address tires that need to be addressed, let's say overnight there was some sort of leakage and the tire went down, the dealer would be alerted, know about that, be able to be there on site before the shift starts their day, and we can proactively address it. So equipment availability is huge.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. All right. Well, you guys, you heard it here first. Bridgestone's putting it all together. You got new innovative tire products, and if that wasn't enough, they're bringing the technology in there to make those products last longer and work for you better, affect the bottom line just the way you need it. Keep it locked here to all the Add 10 Gallons pages, where we'll bring you more tech and interesting things that we see here at the ConExpo show in 2023.